This episode of Bussin' with the Boys is presented by Barstool Sports.
Very slimming. I don't know if you could notice, but I mentioned that, which I thought was being recorded. I have a yolk stain.
Oh, that's egg yolk?
Egg yolk.
God damn it, Zach.
I know, dude.
I'm like trying to keep my personality, but that just pisses me off, dude.
What are you trying to keep your personality? Like what? Like you're fake?
No, like
Are you bipolar?
I'm trying to like be in the podcast that we're trying to do now,
right.
But I just can't help but think like
no, it's okay to
lost
be.
everything.
The thing is, hold on, Zach. I think if anything, you don't want to interrupt right now, right? Of all the top things we don't want to do, maybe piss us off twice. Because there's a smile here, but there's a brewing going inside. You know when you have to shit really bad?
Yeah.
Like that, but everywhere.
Really?
I'm about to run somewhere and just let it all out. Because I don't want to do that in front of our interns and stuff. And we were just about to compliment you guys and how great you have all been, especially you, Alex. Yet you couldn't press the play button back there.
Well,
when we said we're rolling.
And if we're going to put it on one single person,
no, put it on me.
Yeah, because you're the producer.
Yeah.
So it is on you.
It's on me.
You're sitting in this chair. I came and interrupted your guys' podcast,
which is honestly I thought was going well. What do you guys think?
It started out as a joke.
Going good.
I started out as a joke, and then it turned into.
Well, that's kind of how it happens.
Well, but you got to know it's important for people to know the preference of women that you like. You're turning 21.
Yeah.
This weekend, actually.
Yeah.
June 13th.
Yep.
You're turning 21 years old. So if you have your ID on you, because you're not getting let in anywhere if you don't have an ID.
No.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere, do anything, drink anything you want. Right? Yeah. So it's about time to start, fishing that thing around.
Wait,
we need.
Where are we going? Where so we're getting on him for messing up the pod.
Yeah, we were.
Are we circling back around to the woman talk?
We will circle back to that. What we need to do is get on Zach about the pod because it was a very bad job.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should have started the podcast. We're mad. Okay, we've done it.
Yep.
Then what else were we talking about?
I came on. Hang on. I'll throw it up for us.
Scroll up to the regular the intro part. That it shouldn't be difficult for me to remember, but I'm still gonna put it there.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
So okay, hey, well, fuck, this podcast might be fucked now, but hey, we're Bussin' with the Boys. You are Bussin' with the Boys. Subscribe, rate 5 stars. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got YouTube. Just type it all in, dude. Subscribe, and then do me a little favor. Take that mouse, put it over the subscribe button. After you've already subscribed, and it'll give you an option to unsubscribe. Click that button and unsubscribe. But you're not disrespecting us. You're helping the boys.
Right.
Because you need to go back and then resubscribe. Now, that little bip, that subscribe, unsubscribe, scribe, that is going to make us go just up in the ranks. Get more people interested. What are these boys in the bus doing? How come their ratings are so high? Why? Because our core foundation, our cult, dude, are the Den, the bus, the pups, the wolves, dude, everybody. Each of you who have been so fucking amazing from day one, you're just making us grow, dude. And we're all just growing together because our foundation is solid. We've got a solid fucking foundation and we're just pyramiding up to the top. We're about middle to lower range right now.
Yeah.
I would say so. That.
I would say we're a very working middle class. Blue collar podcast.
A podcast for the boys, by the boys.
Yes.
That's exactly what we are.
With the boys.
With the boys. A very not diverse group of boys. I will say.
Right. I know you look around the bus and it's, you question yourself.
A lot of white chocolate out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's uncomfortable. That's what it is.
You say it.
It is what it is. I'll tell you.
Fuck. Zach, you're fired.
We need to. Tell the deal. You said there's a really good way for you to subscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe so you can get the boys a little more love.
Right. So the reason we tell you to unsubscribe and resubscribe, outside of just being obnoxious and being ourselves, is the benefit of subscribing. There's a window. The first 24 hours of podcast drops, where when you do subscribe and download the pod, you get a little boost. So if you're a person that listens to the pod on Monday night or Tuesday morning, that obviously helps us. If you're somebody that listens to it later in the week, that's where the whole subscribe, resubscribe thing comes in, because the closer you are to drop, that's where your bonus comes in for all the ratings. That's how people climb the ladder. That's how people get to the top. But it's day 1, you got a big boost. Day 2, you got a little boost. Day 3, very, very minimal. Day 4, everybody's on the same field. 1 for 1, all of that fun stuff.
Really?
That's the reason. Yeah, that's the strategy.
Well, that kind of goes into... now we're starting a clock. That kind of goes into what I was saying right before when we started recording, is there's different tiers
Yes.
to each Bussin' with the Boys lad character wolf. All right? There's our fucking hardos, dude. The one that if we said, hey, drink this, they drink it. They won't even ask.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
put this in your vein. Smoke this. Snort this. They would fucking do it from the get-go.
They're watching our show literally decked out in all of our gear.
Right. Wearing Bussin' with the Boys merch.
Yeah.
Maybe has a Compton tattooed on their forearm with a 51. Maybe all of your numbers you've had. How many numbers have you had?
Just, well.
You had that hot little spell for 49 for like 2 days.
Yeah, I was 46 in training camp, my rookie training camp.
Uh-huh.
When I got on the active roster, that one game my rookie year that I got called up in,
Yeah.
I was number 53.
Oh.
But then from that point on, I've been 51 everywhere.
So just 3 numbers.
And in college, 51.
So those are the only numbers you have to get tattooed on your forearm.
Yeah.
If you were a real fucking hardo.
Yeah.
If you love the boys.
With the
care
quote,
about the
I
boys.
would die for the boys.
Oh my God. Here's the thing too is I really don't want that responsibility.
I know, right? Don't
but at
do
the
that.
same time, do it. You know?
And that's what tier is that? That's like wolf
That's
pack tier.
like you fucking like you would die for the boys.
Yeah, like
I think that's a good title.
Wolf fucking, yeah.
That's like, dude, that's like Charles Manson, like kind of like I'm into it like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have your own nicknames. You don't go by your government name anymore. You go by Lulu and Sparkles and Flower. Like we call you what we want, and then you just move on.
Yeah.
So then there's tier 2. All right.
Tier 2.
Tier 2 would be like you don't download Monday or Tuesday. You're like a Wednesday follower, right?
Yeah. See the stuff online, maybe.
Yeah. You
laugh at it. You favorite.
Oh,
you
that's
retweet.
good. No. Maybe you don't retweet. Maybe you don't. You just look at it.
Okay,
and go,
yeah,
no,
maybe
no,
don't
no.
retweet.
You actually no. This is tier 2. You're right. I'm sorry. You would retweet. You would like. You would giggle. Oh my God. What are the boys up
Hey,
to
these
today?
boys are stupid. Show
These
to your
guys,
wife.
yeah. Maybe
Or
like
show to your house.
send it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whatever.
We were
Shout out
for
to
the
girls,
girls.
too.
Shout out for
Yeah.
the girls.
Yep.
No free shout outs though. You would go and send it off to your significant other. Show your dog. It doesn't care. But you're baked at home. You're just gonna
Yeah.
show your dog. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Dog's
look
like,
at
oh.
the boys.
Is that a treat? No, it's not. All right. That's tier 2. That's like you want to be tier 1, but you're not quite tier 2. Then there's tier 3. All right. And I'm only going to make 3 tiers because it just gets muddy after 3.
Yeah.
Right. It just
Yeah.
gets super muddy.
Right.
Tier 3 would be like you don't follow, you don't subscribe, and you don't rate 5 stars, but you're aware. You're aware of the boys. You see Barstool, and you see that the boys have kind of just been dominating everything we've done.
Ooh,
From day one.
All the games out there, dude.
Everything, dude. First was Price is Right. Yeah, Price is Right. No,
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Family
Thank you.
Feud.
Thank- Alex is that again. See, Alex trying to make a comeback because he didn't press play before. You got Family Feud, killing it, doing a great fucking job.
Yeah.
BFF. We dummied that. It got hairy for a second.
Right. It
Had to
did.
go down to a vote, but we've won that. And now our most recent venture, which it might be over when this podcast ships off into the night, we're doing beer pong now. And we have won 2 rounds.
Yes. We're in the Sweet 16.
We're in the Sweet 16. Today we have won our second round. A dicey game.
It was dicey.
It was dicey.
We were going 1 for 1,
Bang,
not
bang.
not going double cups where you get balls back. No one ever got balls back. We were kind of meeting 1 for 1 until we got down to 3. She couldn't really get out of the 3 spell.
Yeah.
I got it down to 1, but I was stuck in the final cup for like 6 rounds.
No way.
And sweating. I was sweating because
I'm sweating right
to
now
me
just
there's a
thinking
lot.
about it.
There's a
I'm
lot
leaking.
riding on the game. There's
Yeah.
a lot. You know what I mean? It's like you beat PFT, huge win.
Big one.
Because pardon my take.
But was it? Thank you. Hey, Alex. 2 for 3 today. 2 for 3. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate
I like that vibe.
I like
You know where we
clap.
get that vibe. We won't say it. We won't say that vibe.
Maybe the tier 1 people can hear about this, but definitely not the tier 3 people. We're
So
not
tier
gonna-
3 people are probably more like our teammates and guys who are aware and they want to push the brand, but they don't want to fully commit.
Tier 3 would be like Mike Vrabel. Like
Yeah.
know,
But you know he probably listens to some of
oh,
these,
he
dude.
listens to everything.
He's like
dude.
an undercover tier 1.
Yeah, he is like an
Yeah,
undercover. That's a
dude.
really good reference to what Mike Vrabel, head coach of Tennessee
He's a
Titans, is.
closet tier 1.
Yeah.
He is a closet tier 1, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, his family would be so disappointed if he came out.
We need to have him on.
His
again
wife
soon.
would be upset.
July's coming around the corner. We need to get that Vrabel episode ready for football season.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you have him on again, where do you go from cutting off your piece? Like,
Did you
what's
cut
that
your dick
next
off for a
goal
Super
we
Bowl?
go?
I
Been
we
married
open that
20
door
years.
together and we figure it out.
Yeah, probably.
Like both hands in the knob at the same time?
Yeah, yeah. And we just have him on, and we talk about him being a closet.
Him being a closet
man.
bussin'. A closet BTWDB?
Yeah.
BTWB.
BWTB.
BWTB. You know, I'm gonna.
But yeah, we have
lay
him
off
on.
that one.
We have him on, and yeah, that's about the end of that.
He's a fan. Yeah, that's about the end of that. But he's a tier 3 guy for sure.
But those are the tiers. To explain, to get back to the whole subscribing and the downloading thing, that's why all that shit kind of matters.
Tier 1 would be like qualified as Will Compton rookie year. Just a fucking get after it, grimy
You're
effort,
ready,
dude.
yeah.
You'll do anything for the fucking cause. You know what I'm saying? Tier 2 would be like, fuck.
How did we describe tier 2? Okay, tier 2 would probably be. Are we referencing all these to my kind of thing? Is that what you were trying to do?
No, tier 3
I'm
was
down with
3-2
that.
was Mike Vrabel. I just seen in tier 2 because tier 3 is Mike Vrabel. You're following, but you're not following. You pretend like you're not a part of it, but you want to be a part of it so bad.
Yeah.
But you just don't know a good end. It's like the cool kids at the playground. You see them. You've had lunch. You guys had matching things one time. You guys both opened your lunchbox and you guys both had bananas. And you go, oh.
And you're like,
bananas,
man,
huh?
he would think I'm cool as shit.
Yeah. We have the same meals at lunch,
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But then you just don't know how to start that conversation.
Right.
I'll tell you how you start the conversation, tier 3s. Mike Vrabel's. Just subscribe and rate 5 stars. And then just fucking comment, dude. Comment and just love us.
Engaging is real.
I'll tell you
we
what.
could do better at engaging. Our personals. We're getting really used to Alex picking up the slack.
Who's we? Can be better at engaging. Because
Maybe you do.
I'm comfortable
Maybe
with
it's-
where I'm at.
Maybe it's me that doesn't do it enough.
You are on Twitter a lot. No, it's not a bad thing. Are we talking about your Twitter?
No. We're talking. I meant engaging with Bussin with the boys' posts, like saying something underneath, like stuff.
Like I need to say something underneath stuff?
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe. I mean, Alex never tells us if we need to do better.
Well, you guys have you have different standards for like where you want to be though, like Taylor was just about to say. Like Will likes to be engaging way more than Taylor does, and so I expect to see more out of Will than I do Taylor as far as Twitter goes.
Wow.
Okay.
It's
Well
kind of
said.
like Alex knows me better now, dude. Alex has gone from a tier 3 guy for me to a tier 2 guy for me as far as like liking me.
Alex is very introspective.
What's
There we go.
introspective mean, dude?
I don't know, but Alex taught me that word. And I use it in every conversation.
You
Basically,
know what I thought of the minute you said introspective? Interstellar. That movie.
It's a great movie.
It is a good movie, but it's kind of out there, right?
Yeah. Do you want to know what introspective means?
Go
first?
ahead.
Alex, go ahead. Do us the honors.
It's like just it's like self-analysis, just reflecting, kind of like you may feel after watching Interstellar.
Oh, so I was on it.
Yeah, you're very introspective by thinking, very thoughtful of what you just watched.
So it's just being thoughtful.
Yeah, but reflecting it against like yourself, like looking inwards to yourself.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
just like analytical, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
inwards type stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm with that.
Like watching something or seeing something, and what did it mean to you on a deep level?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many times I have to say I get it, but no, I'm for sure on board with.
You know what the
introspective.
crowd. You know what the crowd did miss?
What's that?
Fuck COVID.
Oh, they missed COVID. The boys are back on the bus. Fuck you, COVID-19.
The boys are back on the bus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did it. We did it. It's still out there though. So keep your head on a swivel, boys. I love each and every one of you. Keep your head on a swivel. It could get us at any time.
Yeah,
They say 3 in 4 people that get it don't even show symptoms.
I saw the asymptomatic thing. Like,
You had a scare.
I did.
Not you, your fiance.
Yeah, Charo had it. Yeah, Charo had the flu for like how long did it go?
Dude, that was
I think 6 days for sure. In the 7 days when it started, like, okay, here's where it's. She had a 104.8. I read on the thermometer, and I've never seen a 104.8.
No.
And she had it every day around 4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
is when it would hit hard, and
like
dude, it was
traffic.
fucking scary. It was legit kind of like, and then everybody's like, hey, don't go to the hospital yet, not unless like she can't breathe or has trouble
Right.
breathing, because you don't want to put her there because you could be around other people. Just a whole thing, dude.
Now, I don't want to speak out of turn of COVID because I was not affected by it yet medically. But I heard the numbers are really fucking inflated on COVID because of, like, if I say you have COVID, Medicaid or something like pays me as a doctor like $35,000 more as opposed to
Right.
five.
We
Like,
heard that on the
yeah.
Rogan pod.
That's right. That wasn't.
We
a
heard
Rogan
that on
pod.
the Rogan pod with Elon Musk.
That's right.
He's like, you could get hit by a bus and go to the hospital, and if you cough like before you were to die,
Yeah.
they could chalk you up as COVID because of
Super
symptoms.
extreme. That's a super extreme one.
Right. Well, he went really extreme by saying if you get attacked by a shark. Then he
I mean, if somebody has COVID, gets eaten by a shark.
Which I don't know why that like.
We find their
like
arm.
If you're saying, hey, that's a
their
little
arm
extreme,
has
like maybe
COVID.
go to something else. Like I had a heart attack.
It's going to get recorded as a COVID death.
Furlough a lot of people and like don't take me out of context, everybody.
Dude, it sounds like you could be easily taken into context.
For sure, because this isn't matter of like fact. Because I don't like. I'm just regurgitating what I heard.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Go ahead.
You sound smart as fuck.
Thank you.
Use the word introspective, something about furlough a little bit.
Dropping some big words.
Dropping some big words today, dude.
And,
you might need to sit in that seat from now on. Like you just seem smarter to me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go. And since hospitals were furloughing their employees and having to come out of pocket more, I guess is the right term, that if you put somebody, what was it, on a ventilator, you could, the government or somebody would write you $35,000 compared to if they weren't on a ventilator and they passed away without any COVID symptoms, it'd be like $5,000. It was some kind of example like that made it make sense from a perspective of why people would inflate certain numbers or why hospitals would go this route and people take them out of context and then this is taken out of, like, it's just, dude, there's so many levels.
Well, it's kind of a catch-22, right? Because if, let's say this is a conspiracy theory. Let's say the government's behind this shit. I'm not saying they are.
Right.
But if
I love a good conspiracy theory.
I love a good
conspiracy
theory. I think everyone
I can get lost for hours on YouTube. So let's hear it. I love a good
Shout out YouTube and the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I'm the government and I'm releasing this thing, if you inflate numbers, that's one thing. But also, if you're inflating numbers that much, the people that make it, I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, the people that live or are not like dramatically affected, that percentage goes way down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a sliding scale. Like what makes it scarier? Lower number of people get hit, but a lot of people are getting hurt, or a higher number and less people are getting hurt?
Yeah, that was tough to follow you.
What, were you with me?
A little bit. Do
you know what I'm saying?
I zoned out for about 3 seconds.
Okay,
and lost you
no, that's all right.
You said the hurt thing. What's the hurt thing?
So I'm saying like, if you are affected, so people are dying off COVID-19, right?
Right.
So if your numbers, if you're saying we're putting people on ventilators, not saying you're saying that, I'm saying people say that.
Right.
So regardless, like, oh, he's got a minor cough, ventilator. I know it's dramatic.
Right.
Keep following me. Those numbers are going to go up. The number of COVID-19 cases are going to go through the roof. All right. And the people that are dying are low. That would make the percentage of people dying much lower.
Right.
And so now when you look at the numbers of COVID-19, the people that are affected versus the people that are recovering, that number is so low. Now you're giving people an opportunity to say, well, it's no worse than the flu. It's no worse than this. It's no worse. Like, we should be able to go out and work. We should be able to do that instead of just being like, the data being
right. Like it's like in a year or two, like looking back on the data, and then you're able to kind of compare it to the other stuff that's happened in the past. But I know you're saying like cases compared to deaths.
No question.
Because people, again, it's like, and now that then the asymptomatic article comes out from WHO, the World Health Organization, and then you're just like, you just kind of throw up your hands, like, okay, people who aren't showing the symptoms, they're not the ones that are passing it on.
Right.
So it's just confusing.
It's a really confusing virus.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. And it's slow burning. It's like a slow burning virus. Like, it's not usually when something is super strong, like affects a population like that, like those die out. Those viruses kind of die faster because they don't have like a good like incubation period to kind of help themselves spread.
Yeah.
Because if you're not showing signs, but I'm hanging out with the boys and I'm kind of just picking you guys off one by one, and one out of 4 you get hit.
Yeah.
Like that thing's living a little longer, right? We're making a little more moves. Now we're 2 to 14 days before this thing starts to show up.
Right. No.
So that's a little more. This thing's intelligent. This COVID-19 thing. If I were to ask you, is this thing a natural thing or is this man-made? What would you think?
I don't know.
Because it came out of Wuhan.
I think
Wuhan, right? Wuhan.
If I was at a Vegas casino and I was betting money,
putting money down, your entire life savings,
risk, knowing I can lose, and seeing the other side that I can lose,
right?
But I would push on the man-made stuff because I like a good conspiracy theory.
You like a good conspiracy theory, and you're willing to wager money on the fact that it was man-made.
Yeah.
Because I can like a lot of things. Hey, when that little ball's spinning around a roulette table, I love black.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I'm putting my whole life savings on black now.
Well, I'm not putting my whole life savings. I'm betting a conservative
chance.
I'm going to take the minimum times it by 5, and then that's what I'm putting on the table.
I didn't say that. I said you had to put the whole life savings on. If you had to, gun to the head, you want to die?
I don't know. I might just default to natural.
What does that mean?
I feel like it's the
you
safer,
just go to natural.
I feel like that's the safer thing to say.
Is it though? Let's go around the room.
Yeah, what
Zach,
do you think, Zach?
what do you think?
Natural or man-made?
I kind of feel like it could have been man-made. I feel like,
Now we need a definitive answer.
I'm feeling like Russia, China's like kick back, like kind of licking their chops. Like they could use something like this for like biochemical warfare.
Holy
like
shit.
I know, when this stuff started coming around, like our economy started shutting down, people started staying home, some people started dying. Like I feel like just Russia and China and some of those enemies of ours are just kind of sitting back and watching, because this could have been a ploy by them to just see what would happen.
But it was also affecting them, like in like China and stuff, right?
It was affecting them in like January, February.
But that's if you didn't want to get caught, that's what you would do, right?
You take out a couple Mises, that's plural for mouse. Take out a couple Mises to get a whole bunch of Mises on the other side.
I think if you want to go mouse to mouses, it would be like, it wouldn't say Mises, it would be like Mies.
I think it's an opinion.
Because, you know what I mean? Like deer is plural.
Well, it would just be mice,
It'd
right?
be mice, yeah. I said that as a joke, but you try to get serious. It's okay.
Hey,
we kind of fucked up.
I struggle sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Why? You struggle? Why though?
I don't know why. I think the Mises thing threw me off.
Oh, that
I literally
fucking
spelled
wrench in there.
Mies. Yeah. I spelled MEE right there. I know. Got the boy slipping.
Something else to think about of it being man-made, and we're just spitballing here, folks. All right.
Yeah.
We're
definitely
just
we're
spitballing.
definitely just spitballing.
But like, if I'm a conspiracy theorist now, which we do like a good conspiracy theory.
Yes.
We do like a good one. If I'm the government and I need to know how to control a population, and I release this thing that's not as bad as it is, fear, saying everyone needs to stay in their house, they've done a pretty good job of saying stay in your house. CDC was saying like we might never go back to the original way we used to do life, like office spaces. People might just work from home now.
Well, a lot of businesses,
and then they backtracked real fast. Actually, after Portnoy said some shit, but it wasn't the CDC. It was something that started with an F. Alex?
But businesses had to learn how to pivot and do everything else, and people started working remotely, and businesses that have became successful from it. It's like, why, if you can utilize people working from home more and not go into an office space and
overhead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, why rent a huge ass space when you can kind of downsize that and people can kind of work from home if you have a good process in place? We had to adapt. We always had to do Zoom podcasts, which fucking suck.
Zoom podcasts can fucking kick rocks, dude. And I think Zoom hacked me one time. We can get.
You were big on the Zoom hacking.
I thought I was getting hacked. We had to go to a password because of me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You were all about that goddamn password.
I'll tell you that password.
It's like, hey, we're having a Bussin with the Boys pod, but if we're, but yeah, for sure. But we had to go to Zoom, which sucked. We had to do our
Yo, does it say?
At first, we were not necessarily about it, but remember, we wanted to do the most.
We did a lot in the beginning.
I was going to do the next one. We started the picking with the boys.
Bit off a lot more than we could chew, I think.
We did, for sure.
You started doing that choking thing you did that one night. Remember when you choked? You almost died that night.
Yeah.
But you started picking with the boys. We started quarantining with the boys.
Quarantining with the boys. It was solid, but it's a lot of fucking... We bit off a lot more than we could chew. Because there'd be days where we sit there all like, what else we can do? And then we would start doing it. And then days would go on. It's like, hey, we can't. It's
a lot of fucking stuff here.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
We had the Derek Carr one, and it's like, that one should have just been a fucking podcast.
It should have just been a podcast, dude. I think Alex fucked that up, actually. He wanted to make that not a podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, we're 50-50 with Alex.
Yeah.
50-50 with Alex.
Yeah.
What's today? Today's June 9th.
Yep.
June 9th.
So, Matt Neely.
Matt Neely Day, dude.
Fucking Matt Neely Day, dude.
What do we do?
Miss the boy.
Do we?
6/9. That was Matt's favorite number. I think it's pretty obvious to figure out why it was his favorite number. It's hilarious.
What do you think Matt would be most hype about today?
He'd be so mad about COVID, and he'd be one of those guys that wouldn't listen. He's like, I'm going out.
I would have to probably text him on the side and call him on the side and tell him, hey, slow it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's sometimes where he'd be too vocal about, like, once he was with us, about the Titan stuff and things like that. I'm like, hey, bud, you're representing another brand now that you got a Titan on board.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be careful.
Right.
Because people are going to take, especially you, out of context.
No question. If you're going to be with the boys.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things
he would have to reel it in. But he would definitely be somebody that tries to meme the whole COVID thing.
I think for anybody who's listening out there, we do a good job of riding the line, though, as being unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
To the Titans.
We like to find the line.
Find the line, live on the line.
Live on the line.
Straddle the line.
Right.
You gotta dip that toe in that other water because you know what they say, the grass is always green on the other side.
Do they say that?
I think that's the expression. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
There's like songs for both.
There are there songs?
Yeah, grass isn't always greener.
I think, and let me tell you what, I think you're on fire right now with the Mises now this, because the phrase is actually the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
But there's also a case for the grass is greener on the other side.
I think, yes, that's the whole point of the moral dilemma. Is the grass greener on the other side? Will, that's like the whole thing, right?
All right, listen.
Hey, I'll tell you what, my boy's taking a lot of shots on that head. And I love you.
I love you too.
I'm going to wheel you around. I'm going to wheel you around when you're older, me and Charo. We are right off a cliff.
Where were we?
We are at Alex now. Is this man-made or is this natural?
We're back to that.
We have to. We have to finish the boys.
I would bet man-made.
You would bet your entire life savings on man-made.
I would.
We got a lot of dudes that don't trust this government. We got two.
To me, it's like we were talking about the line. I live on the line to where I try and like listen and see a side from all the sides, so you can kind of stay.
Let me tell you what line you live on.
Go ahead,
because I live on the same line. You live on the line that's like, I kind of have opinion both ways, and I don't want to upset anybody. So I'm just gonna kind of be like, hey, yeah, but also yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if you don't stand for anything, ain't nobody gonna get mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You just sit and go, whoa, and we're just talking.
Right. Like it's like staying in your lane of what your lane, like the path. It's like staying in your lane, and then everything you kind of like take in and digest. Yeah. You kind of live on that.
You put your blinker on. You try to go to the next lane, but you realize, oh, someone's in your blind spot, so you kind of go back to your lane.
Right.
Just kind of stay in your fucking zone.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a good place to live because like you learn more. But you also don't cause a little stir about like shit you don't really know. Right. Because I'm not super educated on a lot of this stuff. I was a general studies major for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was fucking in that thing like pitter-pattering my whole college. My whole degree is doing this. I'm just pitter-pattering back and forth, right? It's like I mimed my way through college.
You hear a subject, you want to know a little bit about every angle.
Right.
And that's kind of like, because if you go too hard on one side, then you gotta.
How do you go back?
Get frustrated. Yeah. Then you gotta think, okay, now I need to learn and study more about this.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, it takes away from my lane of the lane.
Your lane. Your lane of staying where you're at.
Like the wolf pack journey.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I have a hard time with politics.
Yeah, because stuff can get fuzzy, and then it gets dragged into the political lane.
Yes.
And that's where I'm just like.
And it's also like, who do you agree with? You know, I think Democrats have a good little idea over here. But if you get too far over here, it's like, yo, what are we doing now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Republicans, they got a good little deal over here, too. You get a little far, things start to get a little hairy.
Yeah.
Things start to feel a little uncomfortable on both sides.
Then you get attacked.
I feel way safer in the wheelhouse of my lane. And I got a head shaking over here. I got a head shaking yes over here.
Yeah.
It's just easier to do. Because if I go, I don't know, well, fuck gun laws. We shouldn't even have to go through a test. Fuck that. We should never do X, Y, and Z. We should always be able to have our guns. But then like mass shootings happen. You know, people are getting guns that shouldn't be getting guns. Right. Whatever. It's like, well, now I can't go back on that saying. I have to stand firm on the strong stance I took.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But now if I stay in the middle, and I'm like, man, a lot of shootings going on around here, huh?
Yeah.
People are like, you know, I think we should have some guns. That's not a bad idea. No, fuck that. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we should take it all away now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, let's think about this dicey shit for a second.
It's like knowing enough to have conversations with everybody.
General studies major. You know what I'm saying? It's the best degree. I don't even think Michigan offers it anymore. I honestly don't.
That's funny.
That's why you got to go to communications next.
And the whole man-made thing, to play into that side of it, is you can't there's an obvious, it's a political year.
Yeah.
It's like a voting year. So there's
every
games
year, we looked that up actually
that we don't even just know about. So that's where it's like, oh, it could be that. Oh, but it could be that.
That's a bit of a deal.
Yeah, it's a bit of a deal.
It's a bit of a deal. Alex, after you're done looking this up, I'd like to know why you think it's man-made, and we'll go with the next person. Which names I'm fully not understanding yet.
Do you think we'll get back to the same normal or a new normal? Like, do you think?
I don't know. To me, like, say when the COVID happens, and it's kind of me with every situation. It's like whatever's going to happen is happening, and this is where my lane. It's like I'm going to pivot and adapt however I need to.
Right.
It's like when the COVID hit for Bussin. It's like, okay, well, let's figure out how this is going to do instead of like, you know, I'm not saying everybody complains and all that, but it's just like shit's going to happen to you constantly.
Right.
So for me, it's whatever happens is going to happen. But the boy's going to be all right because I'm going to adapt in any fucking situation.
Any fucking situation.
The path.
the path. That's not really the path.
That's the path when I think about the path.
Okay. The path to me is just one path.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Point A to point B.
But if your path starts to get fucked out of your control,
No question.
your path shifts a little bit. But
Which
you're
is-
staying on the path.
Which is a strong reason to always control the controllables.
Correct.
Always control your controllables.
Yeah.
That's a little deal. Maybe put that on a shirt.
What are we looking at
So
here?
there's-
it
yeah,
looks
go
like-
ahead, Alex.
It looks like it's actually been proven false, but I know what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yes!
There was a massive viral post that went out that was basically showing correlation between there being like viral outbreaks and viruses and everything every election year over the last like 4 decades or something, and I guess it's not accurate.
What was accurate, though?
Like when have
Go back to that other thing you had. So, SARS was 2004. The avian flu, 2008. Swine, 2010. I remember swine. MERS?
But this was debunked.
This was a debunked deal.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, who do you want to believe? I don't
But the
know.
thing is, see, that's why you stay in your
and
lane.
then-
That's why you
what
stay in your
pisses
fucking
me off,
lane.
because then I start clicking, and then I'm like, why am I fucking? I've wasted an hour,
And here's another
and
reason.
I forgot
you
to
didn't learn anything.
I forget to
Yeah.
call Alex back. I forget my entire routine of the
Yeah.
day, and then I'm just kind of like frustrated myself.
And then it's 7:30, and you're the hardest person to talk to in the world.
Right? Yeah, no doubt. No
Hey,
doubt.
that boy gets a little difficult to talk to after 7:30.
7:30.
I'll tell you what, this is a perfect reason, what we're talking about right now, for staying in your lane and not having too strong of opinions about things, because fucking people, I've lost my train of thought. I'm going to try to bring it back because I actually...
But you just kind of want to respect, if you're feeling like, okay, whether you believe in wearing the mask or not, but if a lot of people is wearing the mask, I'm going to wear it because I'm just going to respect that people
the
are
mask.
taking it very seriously.
Because if you're
even if I don't think it should be that big of a deal, I'm just going to put the fucking mask on because
that goes with better be safe than sorry, right?
Right.
Another phrase
Yes.
that we don't need to fuck around with.
Yeah.
That's how the phrase goes.
yes,
I think what I was trying to say is that with so much literature that's out there, right? When did the internet start? Like 1996, something like that, some crazy shit like that, right? So we were all alive then. Were you alive? No, you weren't alive.
Nope. Not even thought of.
Not even fucking thought of yet, dude. You're just
you
getting.
were just getting created in a little ball sack.
I don't even
dude.
think
You
I
weren't
was
even
in-
there.
I
yet.
wasn't
He wasn't even
created.
created in a ball sack, dude. His brothers and sisters were getting sprayed all over the place.
They were. Then his turn, he was waiting in line.
He was
He's
waiting
like
in
at a
line.
roller coaster.
He took a number, and he
Yeah.
just happened to have that right fucking
He
number.
didn't have a
dude.
fast pass. He had to wait in a 3-hour line at fucking Chicago Six Flags
Oh, dude.
to get on the get to
In
get
the
on
middle
fucking
of
roller
summer,
coaster.
dude,
Yeah.
and it's hot, and you're sweating, and your balls are sweating.
But
But
You're here, dude. One
here.
in a trillion chance. Good for you. There's just so much literature out here to say like if I'm a Republican, right?
Mhm.
I can find anything I want to prove my point about being hard
Yeah,
Republican. And if I'm a Democrat, hard left Democrat, I can find anything I want to prove what I'm saying is right. Because at the end of the day, politics is an opinion, right?
right.
And everyone's like, well, stats and blah, blah, blah. If you find a stat for something that I disagree with, I can easily go find a stat on the internet that also.
Right. That'll prove some
proves me
other
right.
angle. It's like, well, that stat's only there because of this stat over here.
Right.
It's like, all right, dude, it's not. I gotta go make this. I gotta go to a meeting, dude. I gotta.
Yeah. Oh, we're just talking about shit that doesn't even fucking matter
Right.
anymore.
I like bacon.
Hey, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Don't you? That shit was
I
fucking
know.
funny,
That
though,
shit
dude.
was funny.
Alex, why do you believe it's man-made or natural?
I read something, and here I go citing sources that I can't
There you go.
say are credible or not. I read something about how something to do with the protein profiles within the virus's structure. The only way that they're able to build the way that they exist in the virus was through like manual manipulation in a lab. So I don't know if it was
Made
released
sense.
on purpose, but I don't think that the virus itself was naturally occurring.
Gotcha.
It's pretty strong.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the most powerful opinion we've had so far.
and well articulated.
It was. Alex
Never
is smart.
stumbled. Never said none of that.
Uh,
Kind of said it all.
he
Made
should-
sense, and my eyes are just kind of like this. You're just like, oh, that can make sense.
Yeah. I kind of believe that now.
You're right, but people can be out there driving and listening to this,
Uh-huh.
and you can people can get upset with you that you just don't know whatever that they're reading. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like these motherfuckers, they need to educate themselves.
These
more.
fucking idiots.
They should just stick to football.
We should. But we won't.
But
We're not gonna. That's just how it is. That's just
how it is,
fucking
dude.
how
But,
it is.
bring up
dude.
the list.
All of our interns, all the people, everybody who sends in a deal to get picked up by Bussin' with the Boys. If you didn't get it, sorry, because the ones that did get are in here. I didn't do anything. I did not do one thing. I did not look over one sheet.
I think everybody knows.
I wasn't
by now.
even asked to look over a sheet. I wasn't even sent a document to courtesy be like, hey Taylor, check out a couple of these. Tell me what you like. There wasn't even that, dude.
I think everyone understands by now that you're like you're the talent part of the pod, so you come on and do pods. Like they don't expect you to make all these kind of
what
decisions.
is it? What is a talent part of the pod? I just talk. I sit in the same space. If anything, you're more talented than me. You sit in two different spots.
Well, that's because for people that don't understand why I'm sitting here, we lost 15 minutes of this episode because Zach, our producer, was too busy wanting to bullshit and be like, oh, I'm the boy, Will's late, so I'm going to sit in his chair. Forgets to press play to run a podcast with Taylor.
Which I think was the best part of this.
I
podcast.
come on, kind of interrupt. I kind of know, like, okay, I'm about to walk into some fire here because I'm late and they're going to,
Did you think that, though, because you saw my truck and you knew that, oh, shit,
well,
Taylor being
when
here?
no one had called me or anything like that and I was still on the phone and I saw your truck there, I'm like, he's running a pod by himself, I bet. Like, doing the whole, hey, I can do a pod like on my own type
I
of
bet
thing.
I can do a pod by myself.
I'm sure you can, too. And when I walk, I didn't connect it.
Yo, hey, that was a solid little deal.
Hey, and when I walked in and saw Zach sitting in my chair, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little fun joke. Roll with the punches,
right?
Deliver the latte,
yeah,
and just be like, I was on the phone about some business,
right?
We had a fun time in those 15 minutes, so that's why Zach is sitting there, and I'm not sitting in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
But he also fucked up those 15 minutes by not pressing play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bussin with the Boys. Our guest is Will Compton.
There is Will Compton. He's
Will
here.
Compton, everybody.
Way to go, Will. Very happy to have you. Journeyman in the league. Don't know if you've seen that, but me and Zach won this.
That is kind of your bit every time with
So Bros Network.
Well,
I'll tell you what. Shout out So Bros, dude. I don't give a shit that this thing costs $4.50 to make. I'm proud of this. Proud of that. And the flake
fell off.
No, it did. Another one?
Another one, I think.
Oh, there's like 3 of them.
Yo, Taylor.
Hey,
first
So
one up
Bros,
there.
hook it up.
First topic up there.
Oh, yeah. Virtual meetings.
Here's what I'll ask, because obviously virtual meetings are probably boring as fuck. What has been the worst part about the virtual meeting, the virtual off season? What's been the best part and what's been the worst part?
The best part about it has really been like being able to, like, you know me, dude. I'm all over the place. I'm an ADD poster child.
Yeah.
So for me,
It's
there's been
a solid routine though.
It's been a cool opportunity to kind of lock that in and try to, like, because if I'm staring at a screen and people are just talking and you're going over something relatively, like, you're going over the nuts and bolts of something that you know.
Yeah.
Like going over cover one for you. Like, we're going over our base stuff. I know it. This is my 3rd year in the system. So it was cool for me to try to, like, learn to pay more attention, to pick up new details and new nuances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being more kind of like in it. What I did like about it is you'd be muted the whole time. So whenever Keith, our offensive line coach, would ask a question, I would answer it out loud, but no one could hear me. But I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I'd say it, and they would say it. I'm like, all right, cool. I knew that. Like, I would try to take it as that. That's been a cool part. It's OTAs, dude. OTAs are annoying as shit. They are.
Yeah.
So the worst part would be, you got to be on a Zoom call every single day. You got to kind of move your schedule around those Zoom calls. Those are the only thing that you truly have to do every single day.
Yeah.
That would probably be the most annoying part. But it's been cool.
Yeah, I mean, you've got in a solid routine.
Shout out, bleep, bleep, bleep.
But I think it could be better because, like, as you become like a vet and stuff and you figure out like what's good for your body, what's not, it's like cramming in speed, conditioning, and lifting all within 4 hours and then sitting down at a desk like in meetings, and then like offense is up first for 2 hours and you got to cram it all in 2 hours. Then you switch to the defense. It's like when you have the entire morning to kind of routine out, structure out like how you're going to take care of your body and perform and focus on a goal a day other than like 3 different goals because you haven't been there the whole time. So strength coach is going to run you into the ground. I think that's where a lot of benefit comes in for vets.
Yeah, it's
for
been
vets for
I
sure.
think it's been good for the rookies too, because like you remember the first day you got in a meeting room and you're sitting there looking at these vets.
Yeah.
These dudes, like I was looking there looking at Michael Ruse and Chris Spencer, 2 10-year guys.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to fuck up around them. You don't want to say some stupid shit.
No doubt.
So like, it was kind of good as a rookie for the rookies. Like, if you fuck up and you don't know it, you got a little couple extra seconds to think about it because you can just be like, oh shit, hey, my bad, I was paused.
Yeah.
My bad, I was muted on the deal.
My Wi-Fi is fucking up.
Yeah, hey, my Wi-Fi's fucking up. And you can be like, oh yeah, actually it's X, Y, and Z or whatever the answer.
Coach,
would
you
be.
freeze there for a second.
Yeah,
Can
hey, what'd you say?
again?
And in your head you're like, hey, what
that's
did he
true.
mean by
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So I think it's a good acclimation period for rookies to kind of feel more part of it. And I know there's some old school cats out there, which we need to talk about in a second, old school cats out there that are like, no, it's bullshit. Like rookies need to go through the blah, 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 which to an extent they do. Rookies do need to get kind of like, verbally abused a little bit, have razzed with, made fun of a little bit.
Right.
That's
This is their first time around the guys.
First time around the guys, and you're like bottom of the totem pole. It's kind of like that. It's like that in the league. Like you get shit on, but you learn to also shit on people. Like it's a fun little back and forth always. But yeah, that's all I got.
Oh,
that's it.
Solid.
That's all I have.
You're getting rolling. I was like, oh, we're
You got Zoom podcast, not Zoom meetings for me. What about you? You got some free agency stuff going on? Any calls? What's up?
Well, I've had a couple.
Okay.
Can't say teams.
Okay.
There's
a one of 32.
Yeah. Obviously, people know that I played with the Raiders last year.
Uh-huh.
But basically, the landscape because there's a lot of free agents still on the market. What I've been told, where the standstill is and that kind of next wave of free agency hasn't happened because the COVID thing is so up in the air. Not that people are like, oh, football season's going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. But until data comes out and proves like these guys go into training camp and get around each other in the locker room. And then they have kind of like some data to support, hey, either guys are testing positive, they got to go home, or they figure out a routine to where, hey, this is working, the structure they're doing. I think the NFL actually released something on how they're going to incorporate it. But until the owners have that confirmation that everything's going to be okay, that's when guys are going to start getting signed again, because as a vested veteran, to explain what a vested veteran means, you need like 3 years and 3 games to be considered vested in the league, to where you get the pension, to where you get all the benefits. And so pretty much 4 years. Once you hit 4 years, you're vested. Now, me being a vested player, an owner is going to look at signing me. I might be on a list somewhere, high, low, middle, wherever, and say somebody wants to sign me. They're not going to sign me yet until they know about COVID, because worst case scenario, they sign me, right? And if we agree on my paragraph 5 money, which is a base salary, which is like what, as a vested veteran, you're guaranteed once you're on the week 1 roster. Once kickoff happens and I'm on the opening roster, I'm guaranteed my paragraph 5 money being a vested athlete. If the data hasn't came out yet, but if worst case scenario, COVID came back to the surface and people had to quarantine and go back home, they had to shut down the league. In week 3, owners would still have to pay the paragraph 5 vested money to myself. So they're not going to do that until they know for sure that the season's going to happen and the whole year's going to happen. That's when the next wave of free agency is going to happen. Did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, that made sense.
That made sense?
For sure.
That's where we'll end the podcast. AJ's here.
We're going to end the pod. I had some big stuff.
I know. We can hit it after.
Okay. We're going to pause. AJ Brown's coming on. Legend, future legend.
Who you got, Bob? Who's that? Come on, bring him in.
And we'll be back. We just took a break. I'm sure you guys just heard an ad, but in real life, we had to run the AJ Brown pod that you guys will listen to in the distant future. I was explaining the free agents thing. Did I explain that well?
Yeah.
People in the back. It was more like I'm trying to talk to that audience.
Yeah.
Explaining the free agent landscape, because I think it's interesting. You know what I mean? Everybody, you kind of wonder as like you're somebody on the market, obviously, but everybody else who hasn't been signed, that you're like, oh, these guys should definitely be signed right now. And you're just wondering like what the holdup is with that next wave of free agency. But yeah,
is it scary? Kind of like sitting and waiting, like because you were in the Redskins for 5 years, and then you're kind of sitting and waiting for a little bit for the Titans, but not near as long as you obviously waited for the Raiders and stuff like that. Was it like there was times last year when we talked and you're like, I don't know if I'm playing football again.
Yeah, for sure. There are teams call for like the tryouts and we would say no. You remember that?
Yeah.
But you're not getting offered a contract to legitimately be on the roster. They want you to come try out, and we would just say no and kind of just play the game of like somebody will probably get hurt. But then when I got injured and came back from New Orleans, once I was getting healthy, I really wasn't getting a whole lot of calls. But I guess to answer that, if I was still like obsessed and completely in love with football, I would probably be like uptight, nervous, and stressed. I don't think I am as much anymore, because I enjoy doing this, as you know,
right? And
I just have other like, I don't know. I like, me personally, I just know it's going to be over soon. Whether it's this year, next year, like you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's kind of what takes the stress off, is knowing I have some pivots and stuff going on, and knowing that I've kind of faced the reality that I'm toward the end of my career.
Okay, so 2 things. One we've talked about. Another one. First thing is, like, do you worry about, like, coaches and GMs and stuff like that, like, hearing this? Like, Bussin' with the Boys is becoming a bigger deal. It's more widely known around the league. What if a GM hears you say, I'm not that in love with football anymore. It's kind of pivoting right now, blah, blah, blah. Like, that could turn off a GM easily.
Yeah, it could for sure. I mean, yeah, like I've told you before, like, you almost hate not knowing what's going to happen, because when I am doing something, I like to be all in on it. Right. So it was the same situation last year. We had talked before about potentially retiring last year.
Right.
And Charles would ask me, and we would kind of just hang on and like wait and see, because part of me almost didn't want to go try out at the Raiders because I'm like talking myself into other things. But I was in the same headspace last year. But once I was put on the Raiders roster, it's kind of like I'm committed to whatever I'm doing. It's just not that from that obsessive standpoint that football is everything I need. Well, like I feel like a lot of guys do, and they struggle with as they get older finding that transition, because it eventually does end.
Yeah. Do you think like when you're sitting there, kind of like has the opportunity to go into year 8, like you haven't been a Pro Bowl player or by any means, but you've also been like a very steady, consistent, learns the playbook in 3 days type of guy that can go in and plug in and play right away? Is there a sense of ego that's like, man, what the fuck do I got to try out? Like I've kind of gone through these rough waters. Yeah. I've done it. I've been the practice squad guy. I've been the starter guy. I've been the special teams guy. Like you've hit every notch essentially as you can as a football player. Like there'd be a hard point, and I know we've talked about this, like trying to get rid of ego and trying to like doing that mental stuff that I've been trying to do this whole year. But like there's got to be a point where you're like, why do I have to keep doing this to keep proving my worth to the NFL?
I know. I would say that's my most like bitter thing, is knowing like the way I ended last year.
Strong.
In my mind, it was like, this is same story, different year type of thing. Like I proved it, like I'm proving myself again.
Right.
And just knowing that that I'm never going to, there's just knowing like whatever happens, like I know I'm in this certain box, that it's just the way it is with my career. But yeah, I've learned to like cope with it better now, but it's always been a bitter thing, is like anytime I've gotten the opportunity, I've always made the most of it. And so knowing I can, like last year, I always kind of talked like I can learn a playbook quickly. And if a team had me, I'd be ready that next week. Right. But when I actually went to the Saints and then actually went to the Raiders, there's that little feeling like, all right, now time to put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
And then once I did that, it's kind of like I feel like I have that stance that, you know, if a team were to pursue me and say it was like a minimum deal, that I know that I can just do the same thing that I did last year. So why commit? Yeah, like say if the Raiders called tomorrow, it's like, Will, we want to offer you a contract minimum. What do you think? And it's kind of like, well, honestly, I could just wait all the way until season. If you guys still wanted me, then I could just play then, because why beat my body up and put myself through all that stuff if I know I can have the same opportunity as I did last year.
Right. And there's value that when you get to your age, there is value that people hold. Like you hold value on the field, don't get me wrong about that, but like coaches, younger players sitting there being like, this is how you be a pro. This is how you grind through, because you know, it takes a grinder to know a grinder.
For sure.
Like like you're a fucking grinder. And so like if you bring you into a locker room, you into a linebacker room with a bunch of young guys,
right,
and say like, this is how you work, this is how you digest a playbook, this is how you watch film. I mean, there's value in that.
Exactly.
There's definitely value.
That's why it's like, you know, if you guys are going to preach that to me and say that would be the benefit of bringing me in, but we got to kind of stay strong on this offer, then it's like, okay, well, you're not showing me that there's value in
September.
That. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
See you in September. No, I agree with that, because I do think there is, like, you've been in locker rooms where there's good leadership and bad leadership. This past year, a lot of good leadership because you guys turned it around. But it's like, if you have bad leadership and shit's hitting the fan, you kind of know what the story's how it's going to be written. Like, guys are already starting to prepare for the offseason and like kind of wanting to lose. And I mean, I've been in those locker rooms, and you've also been in locker rooms,
like late November, like making plans.
Right.
Hey, where you going? I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And then you're around like leadership in locker rooms that, even though you might go there in that mental space, you'll get snapped out of it because guys aren't, the leadership doesn't allow you to really do it. Right. So you're like, they're right. We do got to fucking.
There is something about like when you're a younger guy thinking, oh, we always got next year.
Yeah.
Like even in college, you only had 4 or 5 years, but you're like, oh, there's always next year. We can always win next year. Like when you get to the end, you're like, well, this year didn't go how I wanted, but we can always do it again next year.
Yeah.
Like it takes until you're older and like you're like, oh fuck, like there's I only have so many years left.
Right. And
you're
it's like,
hey,
and you've gotten the taste. You've gotten that far away from the Super Bowl. Me, I've played 7 years. I've only been in the playoffs one time.
Right.
So when guys are like, oh, I got next year, it's like, no, there's no fucking
There
next
really
year.
isn't.
You just gotta tell yourself there's no fucking next year, dude.
No question. That's why like leadership's so important, is to show guys like you don't need to go and fuck around. You're not winning. Like, take this time to learn.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. You said it. We took a break. We did the AJ podcast. In the AJ podcast, I mentioned something about like, he's like, he knows what it's like to lose, but that teaches you work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It really does. Like, if you're going to know more about yourself as a person when you lose than you do when you win. Because it's fucking easy to win. It's easy to sit on top. It's easy to be like, oh, I'm the best tackle in the league. But what is it like when they want to replace you with Larry Tunsil? What's it like when nobody wants you?
Yeah.
Or you're fucking lots of penalties, or you have to prove yourself year in, year out.
Dude, you like your own personal journey. It's like what happens when you have the suspension like you had, or when you're going through those holding penalties, or when you get called out by people in the media saying you're not a leader, and how you handle it. And you know, you're calling Eddie, and like, you know, you're right. Like that's when I feel like you learn about who you are as a person, is when you are in times of trials and adversity. Because I remember when I first called, because I was in Oakland at that time, and I just see the rumblings being said about you and the leadership stuff, and I get on the phone with you, and you just had the most, you know, rational, logical, like you're just kind of impressed, like on the conversation with you, like, yeah, you're doing all the right fucking things about it.
It's one of those things, like, and it's so like when you're in the middle of adversity, and this goes for anybody. This goes for like not getting the job you wanted, not getting a job at all, like working your way up and running into a speed bump. It doesn't just happen. Like, it's not like football players just don't deal with that on a day-to-day basis, right? But it's like you get a good sense of who you are when like things aren't going well. Yeah. And so as a person, like, to be successful, for me to have had the amount of success I've had in the NFL, and there's so much more success that I could have, but just the success that I've had, you have to lose. You have to like go through something that's got to change your mind. Yeah. You know, at one point it was just having a woman like Taylin for me was like seeing that person and knowing that like I don't deserve that person. I need to make myself a better person to be with that person. Right. That is a change of adversity, a change of tone that made me work off the field, which actually helped me on the field. The minute I met Taylin, I made 3 Pro Bowls in a row. Would have made 4, but I got suspended. Do you know what I'm saying?
Would have been more. Would have made 4. You almost like learn about how you learn to be a better person. Right. So you're like, then you might go into the next situation. You might take your experience with Taylin and then be like, oh, I can use the same methodology and use it the same approach to this way, and then you're getting better that way.
Well, it's tough too, because like if you were to ask me like how I handled it, what you were talking about, like when you're calling me and you're how you dealing with this, and you're saying I'm being rational.
You call the boy. We're like, you know,
but like I'm
best friends. My words, not yours. So you'll go ahead and stay with that. But we're like best friends, and you're kind of like in my approach. You're wanting to like check on the boy. You're not wanting to say anything. You're just you don't know what's gonna happen when you call and like, hey, what the fuck's been going on? Like, I'm sure you've just been, you know, maybe in your own head, and just your answers. Like, what was your mindset when having those kind of conversations or in talking to me?
Yeah, well, like. When you're going through anything, and everybody on this buskin, like when anything bad happens, like shit feels like it's the world's falling apart. Yeah. Like you think like fucking this is the end.
And everybody's watching you.
Get your heart broken. Yeah. And you think everyone's watching you, but you gotta think about like, you know, you go outside of Nashville, Tennessee, ain't nobody gives a shit what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And nobody cares about like, you know, week 9, week 10 game for the Titans, but like when you put yourself in that bubble, it's like, it's fucking hard to like sit in the bubble that we sit in all the time and think like, oh, 60,000 people are at the game. Oh, millions of people are watching at home. Like, what are they going to say or think and do about me? It's like, it's so much harder to do than it is to say. But like, if you can just control what you can control and move forward, and like, okay, I can only control like my next game, and I would call Taylin like Sunday, and like, because I never in my mind think I'm going to play bad. I always think I'm going to play good. Yeah. But I would call her and be like, I'm not getting a penalty this entire game. And she'd be like, okay. And then I wouldn't get a penalty. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's making a conscious effort, but it's so easy. And like, all I know is like being an American, but like, it seems like Americans, like we just want to complain and bitch and moan about something. Like you always have we have this victimized mentality where if something doesn't go right, poor me, why is this happening to me? And it's like the minute you just start doing something, like even if you don't know what to do, like you just start doing something, it's going like you're going to find new pieces. You're going to find new pieces of the puzzle. You just start flipping over those puzzle pieces, and eventually you're going to find that piece that's going to fit in the way that you need to go. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And then each time it gets easier. And so like, but it's like
it's like you have to intentionally choose that I'm not going to fucking victimize myself in this situation.
But it's every day. It's not,
right. It's all the time.
And it sucks too, because I remember like
it's waking up to an alarm in the morning.
Yeah.
And choosing like, put your 2 fucking feet on the ground
right.
and go to this
Go
workout.
brush your teeth, go fucking go work out.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, don't have a bad fucking attitude, because no one gives a shit.
Right.
No one cares.
No one cares,
No one gives a shit about your dreams more than you. Not one person.
Yeah.
So don't expect people to be like, when you're in the fucking dumps, be like, oh, hey, man, don't worry about it. Let me get you up. Here's what you need to do. Because everyone's got fucking advice on the outside looking in.
Right.
But, like, ain't nobody truly gives a fuck.
Right.
Like, if you want to be successful, get up early.
Yeah.
Like, get up early, get a good amount of sleep, and eat healthy. Because it's not like, you don't just eat healthy because, like, oh, I want to look really good. Like, you just function better. Your brain functions better.
For sure.
You handle stress better. Like, it's just how life works. Like, the way you treat yourself is the way the output you're going to give. And that's why, like I'm more drawn to people that are fit. Because I know, like, well, if they're willing to take care of themselves, well, there's a certain sort of, like, standard to have. Well, if you don't give a shit about, how am I supposed to trust you with whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's fucking hard, dude. Life is hard, but you got to make the choice every single day. And it's easy when you're sitting on a bus talking about it. But, like, you know, it's when you've done it for 3 weeks and, like, then you're like, well, fuck, I've been so good. How about that pizza?
Yeah,
you know,
because day 1 Taylor Lewan is going to feel different than day 60 Taylor Lewan.
Yeah,
and it's whatever you refer to it as the path, but like the standard you make on day 1, that's why you got to write shit down too and see it all the time, because you're not going to be as motivated.
That's what this Whoop thing, dude. Like literally every day I wake up and it'll tell me how I slept, the percentage of recovery I had, but then it'll pop out. It'll be like journal. I'm like, well, I can't get around it until like I journal it.
Right.
So I'll type in like slept well. Baby got up at 5, had to get up with the baby, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. But it kind of your head like triggers you like, I got to go do the rest of my shit.
You're kind of holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, well, the Whoop does.
Yeah.
Shout out Whoop.
No free shout outs?
No free shout outs to Whoop. You got to DM us. Sponsor us.
Yeah.
But for real, though, Whoop fucking gets that shit locked in for you, dude. It's kind of cool. But it definitely helps. It's definitely, I don't know how we got into this motivational path.
Yeah, me neither.
Podcast.
We're rolling on it right now. I don't know. I like the vibe, though.
It's a solid vibe, dude. There's a like a point where you like joking around's fun and all that's awesome, but like you have to water all the plants of your personality. You know what I'm saying? So it's great having multiple
people see us and we obviously have a blast. I think people see how hard we work too, but
I don't think people do see how. That's the thing.
They don't, but it's like they kind of understand that there's a lot that goes into it. But it's like when we get off the bus and everything else that surround our lives, like there's a lot of work being
being done, and you do a lot of work on this podcast. You do a lot more work than I do, but when we work out, remember like 2 years ago, I'd be like, yo, people who work out and take pictures of themselves working out, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah.
You know,
You've had that stance within the last year too.
I've had that stance within the last year as well. I'm kind of wavering, but this is a good, perfect example of staying in your fucking lane. And I didn't do that, dude.
You're right.
I did not stay in my lane. I fucking teetered, and I was like, if you post pictures working out, you're a piece of shit. And now I'm like, how do I get to the other side? There is a thought, like, I posted myself riding my Rogue bike. I know Alex is a big bike guy. This was stationary. But I get in this Rogue bike, and I posted it. And I was like, okay, first off, you're a hypocrite. But second off, I was like, I have to get on this fucking bike now, because like someone's going to see this and expect me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a sense of, social media can be a sense of accountability. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? After I make this gym, I might just have a whole production crew in there 24/7 during workouts. And you just know I'm going to have to do this. I have to grind. And I think too, like when you get to the point of like wanting to post, I think you're so deep and convinced in your methods, your path, or anything, that when you do it and you feel good that you're accomplishing it, you're kind of just wanting to not show people to give you praise, but show people and kind of like inspire too. Well, you know what I mean? That's why people should there should be an age limit, like 21 to drink. Like you need to be like at least 24 to like have a social media account. Because the shit's a little ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It can get ridiculous. Like the things I said 5 years ago, if I said at 23 something to me right now, I'd be like, that I used to say then, I'd be like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. I know. What are you saying? And I bet in 5 years, we're going to watch some of these podcasts and go, what the fuck are we talking about? I know. You know? Yeah. And it's like every few years, you learn more and you grow more. And it's like, and then you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just fucking live and then you get smart and you're like, yeah, I'm kind of starting to figure this out. Heart attack. And you're fucking done, dude. That's it, dude. No doubt. That's it. But work ethic's really important, dude. If you don't have work ethic, you're you're going to be a slave to the whole world, to the environment, to working a 9-to-5 job, to being an accountant, or working in a
slave to your
cubicle.
mind.
No question. And you're going to have a poor me fucking mentality, and you're going to get mad at people. You're going to be
resentful.
You're going to be on Twitter talking shit about this guy's successful and he's a piece of shit because of X, Y, and Z, when really you're just mad at yourself for not doing what you were supposed to do in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So many people, and you guys know this. How many people have you met that said, oh yeah, I could have been a professional athlete, or I would have been this, but the coach didn't like me, or but I, had a torn my meniscus my rookie year, and like, what do you mean, a torn meniscus? What the fuck? Like, okay, it's a 4-weeker, right?
Yeah,
what's a meniscus tear? You've torn your meniscus, haven't you?
No, I haven't, but it's up to 8 weeks.
It's up to 8 weeks?
Yeah,
that
6 to 8.
Like
6 to 8 weeks for meniscus.
If you can turn a penis into a vagina now, or vice versa, you're going to be okay if you tear something.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Except for staph. No, that shit's a little bit of a deal. Hey, that staff's a bit of a deal, dude.
That shit'll stick with
Speaking of staph, dude, I got a staph through my heart.
What?
I've taken a 180 on Waffles. I fucking love that dog.
To your left, there's a smear on the window that says "fuck Waffle" because that was the first day I got her.
Yep, and I'm putting fucking Waffle exclamation point now.
There we go.
I-N Waffle, dude. There we are. It's another being on the path and fucking going way too on one side. Stay in your fucking lane, the one.
Yeah, you told people what did he say?
I said I would
unfollow Waffle.
I would unfollow Waffle, and I would follow.
I will
them.
follow you if you go and block Waffle.
And
or
you
something.
show me. But then I actually said that in the podcast, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to follow you just because.
Yeah.
Fucking love that dog, dude.
How's Waffle now?
I love that dog, dude.
Dude, she's the
I'm buying
sweetest,
her
dude.
helmet so she stays safe. There is something clinically wrong with that dog.
I don't know, man.
I mean that,
that's
but
just
I love
Waffle,
that.
dude. She's so cute, dude.
I don't think
she's so sweet.
I don't think Waffle loves anybody more than me. I really don't.
She loves.
I don't know why either. That's an old expression, boys. Treat him like dirt, stick to you like mud. That's what happened to Waffle.
Well, you come around, every now and then, so you're like a new face.
I'm not a new face. I've been around your house like 4 times.
But I'm saying you're like somebody else coming in the house besides me or Charo.
Yeah.
So this person's gonna play with me.
Right.
Because we'll sit there and play all the time.
Waffle,
yeah. You see when the guest count goes like above one person, like she kind of sits a little more reserved.
It's back.
But when it's just you, she's all in.
Yeah.
Wait, but that wasn't the argument, though. You said she wasn't cute.
No, she's not.
Like her. You still don't think she's cute, though.
I think her personality is cute.
Nice.
Like, it's like she needs a helmet cute.
Listen, I'm going to take whatever we have. I'm going to take what we got. We made it this far.
The dog from golden retriever puppy.
I shouldn't have brought this up.
Golden retriever. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What do you
think?
Back
to this side of the lane. I'm fucking way over here now again.
Listen, though, when that happened, all of you guys were low-key shitting on Waffle.
Yeah.
No one really wanted to speak up either.
You're right.
And I want to know what you have to say for yourselves now. Because a part of me was bitter because you guys, he's so strong in his argument that nobody's going to question it.
Very powerful voice.
Yeah.
Did I hate a Waffle?
Yeah, I mean,
we all voted she's not cute.
We all know silence. I'm listening to it.
Well, she didn't like me when I came over to your house the other day. She ran away, but then she got acclimated to me, and she loved to live in
See, that never happened with me and Waffle. That never once happened. Actually, Waffle loved me.
Yeah, she actually got scared of Zach.
Yeah.
I don't look at him. I picked him up and stuff.
Did you actually pick Zach up?
No.
Look,
it's just a little boy.
Do you think from like a classic Disney movie cute, do you think Waffle is a cute dog?
A classic Disney movie?
Like a Disney movie, like a Bunny Rabbit or a Bambi the Deer or Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and the tweeting of the birds flying around, like cute.
Like if you cartoonized Waffle, you mean?
Well, no, I think that'd be cute.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You mean, you mean animate?
Animate.
If Waffle
Cartoonize.
Okay,
we're taking a lot of slip-ups today, boys.
Waffle itself, and I hope to God on the YouTube video right now, it's showing a picture of Waffle.
We'll get some photos.
But I want the good ones.
I'll post the burger one where she's sitting there and she looks like the Jabba the Hutt.
Dude, that dog is
she's
comedy.
ugly.
She's literally a comedy sketch. She's a bit in her own. Her life is a bit. Her life is a comedy. It's unbelievable.
I can agree with that, but I think she's adorable. But it's probably because she's like ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she's an English bulldog.
You could say
like, look at little Waffle. Like you just kind of grab her skin and it's soft. Her fur's soft.
Fat rolls.
Yeah, you scratch under her cheeks.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta grab her. You gotta grab her by by her little tufts of her neck.
Yeah.
And just double thumb stroke her neck and stare at her in the eyes and say,
and she stares back at you.
She stares right back at you, and then you kiss her right between her eyes, and she goes.
Yeah.
She looks back at you. It's all mad. Like, she's like,
And to me, that's adorable.
that's adorable.
To me, it's adorable.
That is. But we're talking about cute right now.
And like legitimately,
Like baby
objectively
Chihuahua
cute.
Golden Retriever cute.
No,
Cute.
whoa,
Traditional cute.
Chihuahua is not cute. I know that hurts, but a Chihuahua is not cute, dude.
I'm going to pull up a picture right now.
I mean, we got an internet, we got a monitor right here.
I have to agree with Will on this one. Not a Chihuahua fan.
Bulldog or Chihuahua in cuteness? Jack, you're first.
Chihuahua.
Garrett.
Bulldog.
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 Hey, we got 5-2.
I always knew Jack was my favorite. Where's the...
Ankle bite.
Tell me is that cute?
Yeah, that's cute. But we're talking an adult Chihuahua, dude.
Oh, yo, do the one with the soap on top of his head. Dude, second row, second from left. You cannot tell me that's not the
I mean,
cutest thing you've ever seen.
that's a cute little puppy
Okay,
right there. That's
but
cute.
that's cuter than go to Waffle in the House's Instagram. I still have her blocked. Go to Waffle in the House's Instagram.
Waffle in the
That dog.
Waffle in the
Bulldogs are
house
not
underscore.
cute traditionally. They're not cute. Neither are pit bulls.
Yeah. Pit bulls are cute, dude.
Yeah, they're way cuter. They're way cuter than bulldogs.
Oh, Waffle's so cute, man.
Oh my god. Okay, I wish you could just pull up the profile picture. I wish you could just pull up that profile.
Well,
picture.
yeah, for sure. But like some of it is humor. Like look
at that. Oh my god.
Yo, that is so funny, dude.
That's hilarious. No one's arguing that. And look, we don't even follow her. we don't even follow her, bro. Bussin with the Boys doesn't even follow Waffle Mouse.
That's crazy.
Don't
She
do
used
it.
to be
Don't
blocked,
give in.
So I mean, talk about progress. We're coming far.
She's only following 2 people. Like, what kind of...
Yeah, her parents.
She can't follow Uncle Taylor?
It's not up to me. It's up to her. She has her own phone.
See, that's not funny.
It's funny. It was funny to me when I said it.
That's not funny, though. I mean...
Yo, it's like when you say her name and she looks over at you. She's like...
She's like, say my name. Say Waffles.
Waffle. Yo, she's
yeah, these are the
best,
These are the
man.
cutest pictures of her. Still not.
Look at her in that bottom right, dude. She's adorable right there. Look at her coat. Look at her eyes.
Okay, for the record though, and I hope you're keeping track of what pictures these are.
Yeah.
I've seen this dog face to face. This is like the girl who's a little thick, but she's really good at editing her photos. She's a little thick, but she's fucking unbelievable. Like that filter, you think her eyes are that blue in real life? They're not. All right.
She's got some
Her
blueness in her
coat
eyes.
is-
That's why it stands out blue.
I'm just saying, bro. She does not look this.
Oh.
Look at that. Are you kidding me? Second row to the right. Second row to the right. That is an adorable dog. This is not the same dog. That's not the same dog.
Are you saying with her look?
I'm saying with their look. I'm saying like Waffle.
Is catfishing?
Maybe if another bulldog got on this thing and was like woof woof or whatever the dogs call it, like hit on each other for it. If this dog came on to this dog and she was like, let's meet up. Was like, let's meet up. And Waffle was like, woof, like they went and met up. He'd be like, fuck. This dog lied to me.
If it was a bulldog, no.
The bulldog would sit there and have dinner and be courteous, but there would be no dessert.
Look at that look on the right when she's about to get that puppuccino, dude.
That's also not that funny. Puppuccino? Is that a
You
real
laughed.
thing?
Yeah, you go to Starbucks and you say, "Can I get a puppuccino?" and they give you one for free. For your dog.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So when it was her 6-month birthday, we got her a puppuccino.
Okay, that's another thing we need to talk about. Your birthday is annually.
For sure. I agree with that. There's nothing I'm taking away from that. It's just like, you just get excited to celebrate something.
And I'm willing to go on the far side of the fence for this one. I'm willing to go outside of my lane for this one.
I hope you weren't a kid that ever said like 8.5 and stuff like that, because I bet you did at some point in time.
I bet I did too. But like I said earlier, I said some dumb shit when I was 23. I can't imagine what I said when I was 8. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to apologize for celebrating getting my puppy a puppuccino at 6 months old.
She's 6 months old. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's not a birthday. 6-month birthday.
Yeah, sure.
Her birthday. The day she was birthed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It was her semi-birthday.
Still not with you on that. I'm still not. It's okay. Why?
You're right. I will submit to like it's not her birthday. And you're like, if I got a problem with people, it's like, I understand that for sure.
Sure.
But I enjoyed getting her a puppuccino and being like, oh, it's 6 months today.
So that picture I had of that Chihuahua, cute as fuck, right?
Yo, Chihuahuas suck, dude.
Chihuahuas' personalities are fucking bullshit. They suck.
Okay.
All right? They're like number 2 in dog attacks, by the way.
Yeah, they got little man syndrome. They got little man syndrome, dude.
If you can like find those unicorn dogs, those dogs are like, that's not.
Right, like it's a very
Chihuahua's-
chill Chihuahua.
If I can get a chill boy Chihuahua, name him Chamaco, and have him sit on my lap in my truck driving around.
Is it Chamaco or Chamaco?
Chamaco.
Okay.
Chamaco.
Hey, yo, Chamaco. He's like, that kind of just comes up to you.
Yeah.
I would fucking die.
And just hold him like
I'd
this
have a
all
heart
the
attack.
time, like in your hand.
Yeah, no, I'd let him. But no, he'd be such a chill boy. He'd just walk with me. Unless it was too hot or cold for his feet, then I'd pick him up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chihuahuas like being held and stuff, dude.
I like holding dogs. I do. That's one knock I have on my dog right now is that she's not a big cuddler. But I love Akira to death. YouTube comments. What's YouTube comments?
Yeah, why we do
We can do YouTube comments or we can do pod reviews. I have both.
I'm not reading.
Oh, we got to get you to read some pod reviews, dude.
I'll tell you what, my eyes. They're bad.
We need to get the pod reviews. We need to get more pod reviews.
We should.
It's like there's just been weird steps in the quarantine. How have you felt about podcasting all year long? Our year of 2020 so far, podcasting.
I would say like it started off pretty strong. I enjoyed the first few. And then going into California and having quarantine happen, then having to go to Zoom, I wasn't a big fan of. It was fun and it was new, but then I didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
And being back on here makes me feel a lot better, but there's still a lot of question marks. Overall, 4.5.
I agree.
Do
I
you?
agree with that, yes.
It
I
is
kind
just
of
what
felt
it
the
is.
same vibe.
Did you really?
Didn't go to Cali, but you're kind of doing the Zoom pods. And the whole like, we like right now we can talk at the same time. And we just kind of know the energy and the vibe, like who, like just talking.
Right.
Zoom, you sit there and you'll say something, you'll stop. You bet. Oh, you go. Oh, my bad. You asked that
No, you're
question.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. There it is right there. Will's question for Taylor. What is that, dude?
All right, guys. This is it. It's a very formal moment.
Are you proposing?
No. Sort of.
Wow.
I want you to be in my wedding.
Oh my
and I
God.
am asking you on this pod if you would accept the invitation to be a groomsman in my wedding.
When you say groomsman, though.
Hey, we've had the talks, dude.
What number? It's better not put me laugh.
The number, the what is it?
See, I crossed my legs. Like, you want to get formal, dude?
I know.
My legs
you guys
are
say
bit
you
up.
say what number, and then you
What-
put the
what
leg up. Like,
number?
what are we talking
What
here?
are we doing here?
I still got to put the full roster together.
Okay, yeah.
I don't necessarily know yet.
So you've used the word best friend. Let's talk about that. You've used that word.
I do. And I also want to make it clear I use that word for several people.
Several, more than 3. That's what several means. We've been defining words today.
Yes. I have for more
So
than 3.
more than 3
I will
people put
refer
it
to
best
people,
friend.
he's one of my best friends.
You've used the word best friend. You've used the word best friend. Kind of like birthday, right? 1. And there's best friend.
There's no like, yeah, but that's not near as clear cut. You can have best friends. Okay, he's one of my better friends.
Oh, that one hurt.
That,
worse.
yeah, exactly. That doesn't sound that good.
No.
That one actually.
That's why
hurt a
you say
lot.
one of your best friends.
That made me want to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like the obvious answer is yes. I'm very honored. Thank you so much.
Big Sky, Montana.
Big Sky Montana. Thank you.
He said yes.
Thank you. I said yes.
Yes.
I said yes. I did. It's fucking big deal. I mean, we knew this was coming, right?
For sure. When
Right.
you were over at the house the other day, Charles and Taylor were like, why don't you ask him right now? When I asked if the bean, because
Oh.
we're also gonna have the bean. Bean's gonna be a flower girl.
Yeah.
Bean, big shout out to Bean.
Shout out to me. Shout out my sweet
And
little baby.
you had went to the bathroom. You went to knock it out of the park upstairs, and
Yeah.
then I respect that you went into the 3rd tier bathroom.
I had to.
I respect
You know?
that. When you were up there, Taylor and Char were like, "Why don't you ask him? Like, why don't you ask him
And
here?"
you're like, I want to wait for a pod.
Yeah, well, I did. I just thought in my head, like, yeah. I mean, I just figured it's kind of an unsaid thing that he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I need to make it formal, kind of
Yeah,
like
you
how
didn't
girls
have to.
do. Like, hey, will you be? What is it?
Well, Charles literally said we're doing Big Sky, Montana. Big Sky?
Yeah,
Big Sky, Montana, and we're staying at a place with only 75 people, blah, 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 blah.
you're going to be in the lodge.
Oh, yeah, only the lodge will hold the wedding party. And I was like, cool, I'm excited.
Yeah.
That was
That's
it.
why when they said that, I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, he should know, but okay. I mean, I'll ask him.
Do you know?
Do I get down on one knee? Like when he comes down, you should get down on one knee and like do it like that.
That's probably Taylor's idea.
Yeah, it was.
I know that woman.
and I was like, nah, I'll ask him here soon. Because
What
I'm like,
about-
okay, maybe I should ask him, like, instead of him just assuming and me assuming, I
No.
should ask the boy. And so I was like, I put that in the note. I was like, yo, make sure we get a question opportunity in there for Will to ask the boy if he'll be in the wedding.
It's beautiful. I'm honored.
Absolutely beautiful.
I'm fired up.
What do you want for a wedding present? If you had to, like, because you know how guys, don't guys give guys wedding presents?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need a house. I know you're building one. I would love for you to gift that to me.
Okay. No
All right,
dice?
that's all I need.
Okay.
I love it. I can't wait to move into that spot, dude.
You just had to go see it.
Yeah,
This will do.
I saw it.
This
yeah.
piece of shit will do right here, huh?
I'm talking about the one you're building.
I know.
Yeah, ain't no piece of shit.
It's
Don't try to lower the.
If you moved into the house right now, it'd be a piece of shit.
Yeah, compared to the way you guys are saying it was built, yes. Initially, I thought a very solid house.
Oh, you're a Bay fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a nice house, dude.
No, it's gonna be a nice house. It's all right.
Which one are we talking about right now?
What do you mean? There's only one.
I thought you said the house right now to move into.
No, the house we're in right now is a piece.
That's what I'm saying. That's not necessarily a piece. The way it was built, probably, but it's not like initially moving in, you're like, yo, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, then you learn a couple things about it. You're like, man.
Yeah. Like it sucks that you can't sit on your deck on one of the bottom floors, and water comes dripping down on you. Like, come on, man. The furniture's soaking wet out of here.
Right. Like it's outdoor furniture, but still.
But the one you're building, come on now.
I'm a big fan.
Like I said before, it's like if you had your own Sims and like you build that upper echelon, you get to that dream job in Sims and you're just raking in the dough and you build that thing out and you build it ideally because they're getting to build it. It's like, I'm impressed, dude. I'm fired up for it.
It'd be cool to find a place for the bus
on that property. For sure.
That'd be a sweet little gig where the gym's going to be.
We'd have to be careful though.
Why?
Because if we're going to have the bus there, right?
Right.
You're going to need to let these guys have access at any point.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Okay, go to the bus and do it.
So the gym is going to be in a different part of the property than the house.
To where there would be like different codes for both?
There's a different road. You wouldn't even go near the house.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm saying...
you would go in the back there. Because I'm trying to get this gym, and then when we have guests on, go through a hard-ass workout, and then we go in the bus.
Right. You can pitch them like, hey, let's do a workout. Oh, bus out here. Let's go inside. Hey, take a seat.
Jump on. Take a seat. You tired? Let's talk about it.
Here, put these headphones on.
Yeah. How those fit?
Yeah.
Get an Airstream so they can stay the night. Yeah. Have a sleepover.
We do need a spot that has like landline electricity and Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we don't have that. We're gonna.
I mean, I'm not paying for the Wi-Fi.
Well, it's going to come at your spot. Oh yeah. It'll be something. It'll be an expense out of the bus. It's a write-off.
The narrow for that.
Yeah. That's it's no problem.
But let's not lose. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh yeah. Let's get back to the main.
If you do want to talk about,
because that was the gift. I don't know what gift.
Yeah.
And you're a big gift guy, so I don't know. Don't overdo it, dude. I know. I see the look in your eye, but don't. I'm just for the record, right now, do not overdo the gift.
That's like one of those. Hey, don't.
And I'm gonna be sitting there, I'll look at the camera, and Charles gonna be like, "Oh, hey, write the thank you card to Taylor and Taylor." And I'll be like, "This is what the fuck they got us.
This is fucking it, dude."
Face on you right away. Hey, what the fuck is this, dude?
Piece of shit little deal here.
You told me not to go all out. Yeah, I was fucking joking, dude.
Yeah, we did it for the pod.
Yeah.
Dude, so how many groomsmen are you gonna have?
I don't know. It's tough, dude.
Are you having hard narrowing the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that too.
I am.
Just a lot of good friends.
Yeah.
What are the chances Zach's in it?
0.
Okay.
0.
It's fair.
0. Sorry, Zach.
No, it's fine.
When
I said it's fine for him. No, it's fine.
When I know for sure somebody's not going to be in it, I'm just going to have to just
lay down that law.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to give him hope. He's going to go home and he's going to tell his father and his mother, hey, I had the best possible news today.
Right.
I got a 1% chance of being at Will's wedding.
Right.
They're going to throw a party.
Yeah.
And then he's not going to do it. He's going to be like, what's all that 1 in a million talk? You know what I'm saying?
Right. No doubt. They're fighting for just invites.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, you got 5 dudes in here.
Yeah, they're all right now. No, there's some no's in here.
Are there some no's in here?
Yeah, I mean,
What if they came and filmed? What if they added value to your wedding?
Well, then there's a conversation there.
I got you boys in there. You see that right
there? That was a smooth little...
I'm rolling deep with these boys. All right?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what.
I'm fired up for Big Sky, Montana.
It's going to be amazing.
Charles wanted an outdoor wedding.
When is it? It's going to be in June?
It's going to be in June.
That's
late June, 2021.
Don't do the 21st. That's Taylor's birthday.
Yeah, it's not. I believe it's the 26th.
Yeah, you know what? You did say that.
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
Dude, it's going to be fun, man. Because I want people to make a few days out of it.
I'm making a whole week out of it.
I love it. Fires me up.
I'm going to get out there, call you 2 weeks before your wedding. I'm out here. Just figuring it out.
You're probably going to try to get me to go out there 2 weeks before.
Probably.
Like, hey, let's go.
And you won't.
Yeah, I know.
What are the chances you're retired next year? Oh, then they were good.
Yeah.
What if you ball this year and then you get offered like a $2 million 1-year deal?
There's a price for everything.
Hey, no way. That boy got a price for everything.
Yeah, there's a price for everything.
I'm probably not friends with like half of my groomsmen.
I know it's always
Not really.
It's
I'm
always
still friends with all of
tough
them. I'm so friends
because
with all
I
of them.
wasn't in Taylor's wedding. Now we were brand new at the time, so
We're
I
brand new, so it's a totally different game.
understand.
If I got married right now, you would definitely be my wedding.
Would I be your best man?
No, you wouldn't be my best man. For any of the same reasons.
Who would be?
My best man would still be Nick. It's
Oh
fine.
yeah, Nick Bennett.
Yeah, Nick Bennett. Shout out Nick Bennett, dude. But yeah, I think I had like 8 or 9 groomsmen.
It's like your Nick Howlett.
Yeah, Nick is my Nick.
Yeah.
Your Nick is also a Nick, and I have a Nick too.
Yeah.
Do you
Shout out to
understand?
Nick's, dude.
Shout out to Nick's, dude. If your name's Nick.
Quality friends in the Nick lineage.
No question, dude. Gotta love that. Engagement stories. What engagement stories?
We were just talking about the way we got engaged. I assume.
Yeah, is that it?
That was your note.
Yeah. I put the note to run with it. All right. Because I figured it would go that way. But now that we're saying it out loud.
Yeah, you're right. So I tried to do that with the dogs thing.
Remember when you had me this motherfucker, dude. He's the only other person I've read my engagement letter to.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not going to go back on the best friend thing, but yeah.
Yeah, but you forced me. Hey, you forced it.
You know why?
You made me.
You know why? Because good friends give another friend a push. That's why. Sometimes you need the push. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's like, read it to me. Read it to me right now.
I'm not so
Charles was
sure.
like out of the room. He's like, read it to me.
I'm not so sure you wouldn't be engaged right now if it wasn't for me right now. I think you'd still be pussyfooting around. No joke. I'm not even kidding.
No, there's no.
I hope Charles heard that.
No, we would be engaged right now. Hey, sweetheart, we'd be engaged right now.
You gave her a note at a well, you can tell your own story.
Yeah. I wrote dude, proposing, like being in public, and doing something like that far into the sweetness spectrum,
No question.
makes me uncomfortable. Like for whatever reason, maybe it's my masculinity, maybe it's my joking side too much, but I just get I get a little.
Sounds like ego.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, anybody out there, whatever you're thinking, chalking it up as, that's true.
Right.
But I wanted to do it when she came out to in Oakland because I had dabbled with the idea of doing it at her Bar 3 studio. Like I was trying to figure out the best situation.
That would have been a good one.
I know
that would have been such a good
Taylor
one.
tried making me do it the day he was telling me about it, and I was just so you just get uncomfortable. Hang on.
You get the best emotions out of people when it's just right there.
You're right. But also, you get best situations when you can think about it.
True.
I mean, so she had came out, and I was thinking about doing it around Christmas, and I was like, don't be the slap that does it on Christmas. Don't be a slap that does it on Christmas because that could be kind of stupid because
Why?
people do it on Christmas. I don't know. I didn't want to be like kiss begins with K. Like I didn't want to be a situation like that. Like do it on Christmas.
Those are. I tell you what. When you said that, I got fired up about Christmas.
Yeah, dude. Christmas is so great.
I love it.
And her birthday was on the 28th. So I had a couple different options.
Wow.
The 28th was a Saturday. So we're flying to Denver, traveling to Denver. She's going to the game. She wanted to go eat at a nice spot. And I had my ring, carried it around in my backpack like an idiot. Everywhere I went, football meetings, like it was my backpack with holes in it and everything. I'm carrying my diamond ring in there. And so I come up with okay, Friday, I'm going to take her to eat. Try to find a couple spots. Went through the Raiders. Shout out D'Angelo for helping the boy out and hooking the boy up. But we sat at this little spot that's in downtown Berkeley, California, and we sat at this little table in the front window so you could kind of see everything. We were we weren't really secluded from everybody. We were still in public, which again tough. And instead of, because when I almost did on Christmas or the day after Christmas, I was close to doing it. Called her dad, left a very nervous voicemail. He didn't answer. I was getting frantic. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. I wipe my own ass. Bail mission.
Bail.
I'm not doing it tonight.
Yeah.
Sit down. I'm like, fuck, dude. You gotta get your mind, get out of your own way and just fucking do this thing.
Yeah, no
it's going to
question.
feel better when you do it. So Charles always wanted me to write her a love letter.
Oh.
And I've always kind of dismissed that idea.
Sure.
Because of the whole, it's too sweet, corny type of thing.
Right.
So I would kind of laugh at, the boy.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, boom, light bulb went off. I can write the love letter and it can be my engagement. It could be my proposal. So I wrote a love letter, first try. Blank sheet of paper, no lines, wrote it perfectly, line for line, didn't get off kilter, any of that stuff.
And you're a blog
Didn't
guy,
have to redo
too.
it. Didn't have to redo it.
Really?
I'm a what guy?
You're a blog guy. You've been writing blogs.
Yeah.
And you've had issues with writer's block. This was no problem.
Yeah, for sure. And Words are just flowing.
Right.
Set it up. Start from, I can't say it all.
Right. Do you want? I actually have a screenshot. Do you want me to pull it up?
Do you?
Yeah.
No,
Do you want me to read it out loud?
No, don't. Because she doesn't like a whole lot of people knowing, because it's like a little us thing, us and Taylor. But so toward the end of dinner, the boy starts sweating hard. And so I basically use her love letter as like her card. Hey, I wrote you a card. This is your birthday present. Hand her the card. I'm like, the only thing you have to do is you have to read it out loud. What do I have to read it out loud? You just got to read it out loud. She opens it up, opens this letter and looks at me. I'm like, it's your love letter you've always wanted. And so she starts reading this love letter.
Crying.
She starts crying after like the first paragraph for sure. She
How many
starts tearing
paragraphs
up.
are there? How many pages?
There was 3 or 4
3 or 4 paragraphs or pages?
paragraphs. It's all fit all in one sheet.
Okay.
So she starts tearing up as she's reading. She still doesn't know what's going on. I just, the boy did well writing this love letter.
Good job.
The last paragraph, it gets into proposing, the whole proposal.
Wow.
And it's like, this has been one of my best years of my life. Will you basically stamp this and make this the best year of my life? And as she was reading that, I moved the little table aside.
Oh, no.
I get down on a knee.
Oh, God.
And I say, will you marry me? And she's already, crying and
What'd
stuff
she
like
say?
that. And oh, yeah. I can't remember. It all happened kind of so fast, but it was kind of like tears and smiles and sitting on my lap, kissing. And like, you kind of black out in that moment.
Right,
I feel like I don't remember if she said yes or no, but obviously it's a yes. But yeah, that's what happened. And the boy, like, the whole being in public thing conquered it.
Proud of you.
So that's what happened.
Thanks, man. It is. That's unbelievable.
So
that's a good little proposal.
This may be like a stupid question, but like coming from me, who's not engaged or not married, like, are you nervous about like asking? I mean, she's going to say yes, but like,
dude, I was petrified asking. I was super nervous. Again, like, I just get really nervous. Like, speaking in public, also, I just get super nervous about that whole, and this is like marrying your person.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to stumble over your words. And then I got over that because I came up with the love letter idea. I'm like, okay, I'll be able to knock these birds out with one stone and do it elegantly, do it solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was super nervous. Were you super nervous?
Yes, I was. Well, actually, yes, I was. So
when
nervous.
the moment is coming, your heart is pounding.
Well, that's where I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy, right? I'm
not tell your story, because your story's funny. I like your story.
So Taylor and I were dating for about 24 days, and I called up Mr. A, and I was like, I need you to get me a ring. I want you to.
This is it.
This is it. And Mr. A is like, oh, buddy. Like, hey, maybe take a chill tablet on that.
That's where Jalen Ramsey comes in. Hey, why people do that shit?
Why people shit right there. And because we were talking, I was like, literally, we were almost joking, because she's Canadian. I was like, I'll marry you just to keep dating you.
Right.
Like,
just
kind of
to
shit
have
like
you
that.
over here.
And so she told me, she was like, I always want to go to Iceland with the person I'm spending the rest of my life with. So I was like, okay, fucking deal. We're going to Iceland. Done. So I started looking up flights, start figuring out when to go. The ring gets in. Taylor knows the ring's coming in.
Really?
Yeah, she knew. Because I was like, what do you like? What's this? What's that? And she's like, are you getting a ring? I was like, just what you like. She's like,
you can have whatever you like.
Yeah. So she's like, I like the pair, I like this, blah, blah, blah. So she starts picking stuff out. And she's going to be so mad when she hears this. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining the story. But I had this whole plan of taking her to Iceland, going hiking, hopefully some Northern Lights action, get down on a knee, make it super romantic, right? I get the ring. I'm in the basement with Mr. A. He gets the ring. He hands it to me. And he's like, kind of like, all right, there you go. Rest, it's up to you. I go upstairs. And I'm in the kitchen. She walks in the kitchen. I don't know what to do. I just got on my knee and asked her to marry me right there. From the fucking get. Thank you. So the ring came in about 5 weeks. So we were dating for about 5 weeks when I proposed to her. And then we got...
You just got on a knee, no words.
Well, yeah, because I was like... it was a really fucked up gig how we met. And the whole situation of
As you're walking up the stairs or she comes down to the kitchen, what is going on in your mind?
So I'm walking up to her and I'm like...
Were you getting nervous?
No, in my head, I'm like, kill. She's like, because she's like, Taylor, she's with intuition. Like, she just knows people. She can, decipher everything about you the minute she meets you. And so she knew me like the back of her hand already. And she's like, what's up? What's going on? And I was like, well, hey, so anyway, I popped that motherfucker out on her. And she's like, she got so excited, she sat on my lap. And I was like, hey, you got to stand up for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even remember what I said. She doesn't remember what I said either. But we go and we got married. It was like maybe late February or mid-February when I proposed. April 20th. We went and got we went to this
420.
church. Yeah, there's no reason why.
No
That's
reason
all
why.
together.
Just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence
Yeah.
happening like that.
Love the coincidence.
Love the coincidence. It's a funny coincidence.
Yeah, funny.
So we go to this small church on Vanderbilt, and we literally we're like talking about getting married, and we're like, dude, let's just get because we just met. I was dating somebody, and like I met Talon, and I like fell in love with Talon.
Yeah.
Like, from the get go, like right there, and I was like, kind of like fuck, like what do I do now?
I know, tough spot.
So I ended up breaking up with the girl, and it was a total fuckboy move on my part. But it's like, yeah, it's a fuckboy move. But at the same time, like
you made the right decision.
I made the right decision. But like it obviously hurt that girl in the
right.
process.
You wish it would have been earlier, but
I wish it would. I wish
yeah.
everything worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
There's no good point to break up with somebody.
Yeah.
So I ended up breaking up with this girl, and we were like, "What do we do?" And like we're talking about like when we should get married. And we're like, "Well, like no, everyone's gonna like question everything." And Talon's like, "Everyone's gonna question everything. Like we can get married tomorrow. Let's get married tomorrow." So I was like, "We're literally in East Nashville," and I'm like, "We're like getting lunch." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's get married tomorrow." So I get on the internet and I find this guy for $300.
Craigslist?
No, it was like goingtomarryyou.com or like something like that.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit like that. I pay like $300. Call this guy up. I'm like, "Are you ordained?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I need you to marry me and this girl tomorrow." And he's like, "Yeah, okay." Didn't ask a question. All right. Should have probably asked a few things.
Yeah.
But like the guy didn't give a shit. He's like, "All right, we'll be there." Like, you guys pick the spot. Talon calls us this place at this church in Vanderbilt, and she gets it dialed in. They're like, "Yeah, nothing's going on tomorrow." So Talon like goes with a friend and like goes and picks out a dress. I'm like, "I'll just pick out one of these suits. I'll just get married like that." And there's a picture. I gotta find the picture because it's dope as fuck. Like we go there and like it's me, my biological mom, Mr. A, and like her family on a computer screen in this church. And there's a picture of her and I like standing far left and far right from each other, just looking at each other, like we're both like bending over, big ass eyes, like we're about to fucking do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is happening right now.
Yeah.
And we got married. We did it, and we didn't have like, she had her ring, I didn't even have a ring, so she got two.
Right, because you didn't make a huge deal because you ended up doing a real thing.
Well,
the
yeah.
next year.
So yeah, like 3 months after we got married, she got pregnant with Wynn, and then we didn't get married till like 2 summers after. So like we have been married for almost 2 years, or had been married for 2 years
before you had the
before
ceremony.
we had our wedding that everyone thinks we got married at.
Right.
So it was crazy, but yeah, dude, that was so fucking tight when that happened. There's probably a picture.
Look at the little bean.
There's
dude.
probably a picture when tiny little bean, chugging beers, catfish. Hold on.
Did you post that picture, you think?
No, I didn't post that picture, but I posted a picture. Okay, go up. Because this is Hawaii. Like that's me and Jared in Hawaii. I think I deleted them all. Why would I delete them all? Huh. That's the Piddin. Shout out the Piddin.
Yeah, shout out Piddin, dude.
Yeah, no, it's not on here. We but it was like total secret. Like we were married. Literally went to bed. Like went to the Southern, had some lunch,
Yeah.
went to bed.
Hey, we're married.
We're married now.
Hey, good morning, wife.
Good morning. It was crazy, bro. It was fucking wild. Dude, we've been doing this podcast for like an hour and 30 minutes. What the fuck?
We're having a good time.
Dude, it was a fun time.
There's good stories too.
But yeah, dude, it was cool as fuck. Getting married is super tight. It's super easy when you know it's your person. And you know
Yeah.
me. I'm like, as soon as I know something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So I just did it. But yeah, Talon's dope as fuck.
Shout out the girls, dude.
Shout out.
Hey, it was funny about mine because that day, Charo had texted her friend, and because she was like, "Here, I want to show you something," and I saw her. I forget who she was texting, but she was like, "Doesn't look like it's gonna happen this trip." With a sad face.
Oh, really?
The day that I did it, the day that I proposed,
Damn.
because her friends like, God, dude, women and their friends, they'll like hype them up, like, "Oh, it's gonna happen."
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to kind of. The dudes get fucked in that situation because then when it doesn't happen, there's this expectation on her friend's side that starts building. And just like, fuck that dude. But anyway, she had the text like, "I don't think it's going to happen this trip." Sad face. Little did she
you guys
know.
were dating for
Little
damn
did
near
she know.
forever.
For sure. And what sucked is I had the ring for a while. And then it's like I would just give myself a reason to like, okay, that's not the perfect moment. That's not the perfect moment. Like you want a perfect moment. It's just not going to happen.
I know. I kind of robbed Taylor of a perfect moment. But she always says like, that was our perfect moment. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's...
She
super
laughs
sweet
about
of
it
you.
though.
She
Yeah,
does
it's so
laugh about
funny.
it.
She's like, here's how Taylor fucking did it.
Dude,
And then
but it was
just get on the
perfect.
knee. In the kitchen?
I love you.
Iceland would have been sick.
Iceland would have been
An Iceland proposal would have been sick.
But then I would have been on the plane. I would have done the plane. I would have at the security check. I would have been like, hey, by the way, you know what I'm saying? I'm not holding that ring in my backpack. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I know.
I can't have a burden on my chest. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta not a burden, but you know what I'm saying? Like weight on my chest and like stress. It's fucking tough. Well, I tell you what, the best move would have been bar 3.
I know that would have been a great move.
Break into her bar 3 class.
Yeah,
just do it right there
for sure. That would have been a solid move.
But the love letter's awesome too.
Taylor was like wanting to go to the bar 3 that day. I'll go in with you.
Just fired up.
Oh, the boy, man! Shout out the boys. Yo, we get a roll, but hey, what do you think about running this pod next week?
Ask the producer.
Instead of Wesley Woodard? Or are you talking about the
next week? Yeah, because here's this next week. Here's my thought. We have 4th of July merch. Go buy our 4th of July merch.
Oh,
rep
shit.
The boys. 4th the boys. And have fun, dude. Like, buy it. Tweet us when you get it. Have a lot of fun with us. 4th of July. We're obviously going to do it big. As we always do. I love 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays.
I love the merch, too. We love doing merch.
Yeah. We love doing merch.
Ideas, dude.
We love doing merch. And stoked for the 4th of July merch to come out. Because we didn't do 4th of July merch last year.
No, we didn't.
So.
Because we fucked up.
Yeah.
But we're not fucking up this year.
BarstoolSports.com at the store. Bussin' with the boys. That's the brand you'll go to. Go there. Buy the merch for the boys. Tweet at us that you bought it. Right. Show the receipts. Everyone does a whole receipt thing now. But go buy it up. Go have fun. Shout out the boys. Appreciate you guys listening. Subscribe, rate, review the podcast on any platform. Follow us. Bussin' WTB. We also have a YouTube channel. Go watch it. Subscribe there. Bussin' with the boys. And yeah, merch is on Barstool's website. Go under the Bussin' with the Boys brand. You'll find all of it there. And let us know what tier you are, dude. If you're tier 1, 2, or 3 for the boys. Oh, yeah. We talked about that in the beginning. Just got to know if are you tier 1, Are you in the fucking wolf pack? Are you? That's what we want to know. Dude. Because if you're in the fucking wolf pack, it's not a some of the time thing. We don't want no scrubs. Yeah, it's an all the time thing. It's a commitment. Yep. Guys, gals, people of all ages, appreciate you so much for tuning in to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform you're on. We're on there. We have a YouTube channel, Bussin' with the Boys. We would love if you subscribe there as well. If you are subscribed and you want to be more for the boys, unsubscribe and resubscribe again. It sounds funny and stupid and kind of obnoxious, but all of your subscriptions and resubscribing and stuff, it helps in these little algorithm games for climbing charts because, again, we are very organic. You guys, where we're at is because of you guys. So we like to keep it fucking organic and just from us, dude. Us versus the world. But we really do. We really appreciate your guys' support. A few of you had questions about merchandise. You can go, our merchandise store is on barstoolsports.com. Go over to shop. And we are under the brand Bussin' with the Boys. You can find all of our gear there. We restock constantly now. If you guys have any ideas, shout us out. If you guys buy the gear, shout us out. We really do love when you guys talk back to us, add us, mention us, put us on your stories, tag us, all that fun stuff. We like grabbing that stuff and putting it on our YouTube episodes. And again, we just love it, man. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. Keep being for the fucking boys. Keep being a wolf. The biggest of hugs and the tiniest of kisses. We love you. We appreciate you. Tune in next week for another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. No old man around for my own, but the judge stops by from time to time. Says he loves the way sweet devil.